right, more work for the armed forces. In 2008, Prince William spent 3 weeks at the Britannia Royal Navy College training with the world-famous Royal Marines, as well as on ships, submarines, and with the Fleet Air Arm. Always one for playing his part, William even took part in a secret underwater mission during a subsequent 5-week deployment on HMS Iron Duke in the Caribbean. He even assisted his crew in capturing a vessel carrying 40 million pounds, around $65 million worth of cocaine. Despite William's wishes, however, it was clear that he would not be able to dedicate his career to full-time active service. The logistics of keeping his deployments private were, of course, a consideration, plus the huge risk of an heir to the throne being in some of the world's most dangerous war zones were not a situation top brass would want. Yet William still found a way to dedicate his time to the armed forces. Initially, he joined a non-operational flying team with the Army Air Corps, and then transferred from the Army to the RAF to train as a full-time research and rescue helicopter pilot. Although William has proved to be probably the most popular royal alongside the public's love for his mother, the press can still take delight in errors of judgment, although in William's case, these have mostly been seen as cheeky stunts rather than outright bad behavior. William used the 10 million pound Army helicopter to fly himself and his brother Prince Harry to a stag weekend on the Isle of Wight. Landing him in hot or at least lukewarm water with the press. One wonders how they would have reacted had Harry been the pilot. Many people hadn't forgiven him for his poor taste of dressing up as a Nazi for a fancy dress party. Shortly after the stag weekend stunt, William was at it again, landing his helicopter in Kate Middleton's back garden. It was a sure sign that the relationship was back on, and what young lady could resist that kind of gesture? He was certainly a knight of the highest order, we must note, and definitely in an armored vehicle, if not shining armor. Despite these somewhat negatively received reports, William was a fantastic advert for the RAF. Military top brass were reported to be savoring the fabulous publicity that the prince had brought to the force. In January 2010, after having graduated from the RAF's Defense Helicopter Flying School at Shawbury, William transferred to the Search and Rescue Training Unit in Anglesey. Reports suggest that the prince's operational tour will last around 3 years, ensuring that he remains with the armed forces until 2013. Starting as a co-pilot, one is sure that William will take on full piloting duties in the near future, having demonstrated himself to have a natural ability for flying. Once again, at Christmas in 2010, Prince William showed his desire to muck in with his colleagues. He put duty before family and followed the tradition of unmarried servicemen to work on Christmas Day, having Christmas dinner with RAF colleagues in a forces canteen at his base. As on many previous occasions, the public loved this, and William continued to cement himself as a much-loved royal. Kate reportedly spent the day with her family in Berkshire, perhaps happy that media attention on her hand subsided in recent months. An engagement is announced. Not long before his show of selflessness at Christmas, the British public and many people worldwide were thrilled to hear that Prince William had proposed to Kate Middleton during a holiday to Kenya and that she had accepted. 1 month later, in November 2010, Clarence House announced that the couple were to marry and that the wedding would take place on the 29th of April 2011. One wonders whether the press easing off on reports of the couple during 2009-2010 helped the situation, or perhaps if William's active duties in defending his country had given him a maturity that had not been present back in 2007. Whatever the reason, both parties seemed truly in love. A further link with Princess Diana was made, with the engagement ring being the same 18-karat sapphire one of William's mother. The Clarence House announcement was most likely the best news received by supporters of the British royals since that regarding Charles and Diana's engagement almost 30 years previously. Despite its brevity, the statement said everything that needed to be said. The Prince of Wales, Prince Charles, is delighted to announce the engagement of Prince William to Miss Catherine Middleton. The wedding will take place in the summer of 2011 in London. Prince William has informed the Queen and other close members of his family. Prince William has also sought the permission of Miss Middleton's father. It was reported that the Queen was absolutely delighted for both Prince William and Kate Middleton. And so we are brought up to date at the time of writing this book. Preparations are being made for the royal wedding. One can only speculate about the lavish celebrations that are planned, although we know that the ceremony will take place at Westminster Abbey, the venue of the Queen Mother's wedding and the terribly sad and moving funeral of Princess Diana. We're told that Westminster Abbey was chosen for its staggering beauty and 1,000-year-old royal history, and despite its size, its feeling of intimacy, no one does weddings like the British royal family, and one can expect the occasion to be broadcast to hundreds of millions of people across the globe. So what does the future hold? Considering the circumstances of his parents' marriage, its sad demise into a divorce, and tragic death of his mother, one can only wish the couple a very happy and prosperous marriage and pray that no tragedy ever befalls them. In this new media age, one cannot imagine that the couple will ever have more than a semblance of privacy, and yet one hopes that through the ups and downs of their relationship that they have both learned how to cope with intense media focus. Whatever the couple experience in the future, it is sure to be an interesting ride for fans of the British royal family, for those with an interest in its 1,000-plus-year history, and certainly for Prince William and Kate Middleton, it is sure to be an interesting ride.